Good evening and welcome to the evening news. I am Olubomi Ajiboye Agbola. President Bola Tinubu is expected to meet with the leadership of Nigeria's power generating companies as part of an emergency effort to address the 4 trillion naira debt threatening to cripple the country's electricity supply chain. According to a statement from the Power Ministry, the move follows a high-level meeting with between the Minister of Power Adebayo Adelabu and Chairman of GENCOs in Abuja amid mounting fears of a possible collapse of the national grid due to liquidity constraints in the sector. President Tinubu emphasized the federal government's determination to prevent a collapse of the power sector, describing the situation as a national emergency. The government pledged immediate action to reduce the 4 trillion naira debt owed to power generating companies. The Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority has frowned at the continued delays and cancellations of flights by Air Peace, urging the airline to improve on its domestic operations. The Director General of NCAA, Ejike Indulo, stated this during a meeting with management of the agency, advising the airline to trim its operations to the size of available aircraft in its fleet to mitigate the crisis. The DGCA asserted that the NCAA will continue to support the airlines and the operators must comply with the regulations and global best practices. He warned that the agency is increasing its monitoring of flight operations across all airlines to ensure compliance. However, the airline, in response to the warnings by NCAA, said they operate in accordance with its available aircraft, insinuating that the airline was operating more routes than its available aircraft. The airline insisted that there was no time it cancelled flights for the fun of it, saying safety is and will always remain their cardinal priority. Meanwhile, the Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dr. Adeleke, has announced the successful shutdown of an illegal mining site by the mining marshals in Damau, Kubau, local government area of Kaduna State. The operation focused on the tin-rich site legally owned by Trouble Minerals Limited, which had been occupied by illegal miners for several months. In a statement signed by the Minister's Special Assistant on Media, Segun Tomori, noted that the operations was strategic and not confrontational, but combined intelligence gathering with community engagement and diplomacy led to the dismantling of the illicit activity peacefully. Speaking during the commemoration of the first anniversary of the mining marshal's recent, Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dr. Alake, reaffirmed the federal government's commitment to empowering the squad for greater effectiveness. The minister urged communities across the country to support efforts of the federal government to stamp out illegal mining, suing for cooperation with the mining marshals to fish out corporates. The federal government has stressed the need for ethical guidelines to regulate the use of artificial intelligence in journalism practice in Nigeria. Minister of Information and National Orientation Mohammed Idris stated this during the 2025 World Press Freedom Day journalism training themed Reporting in the Brave New World, the impact of artificial intelligence on press freedom and the media in Abuja. Mr. Idris, who was represented by the Director, Press, Public Relations and Protocol in the Ministry, Dr. Suleiman Aruna, noted the importance of press freedom for a thriving democracy, saying freedom must come with responsibility. The minister, who also stressed the importance of training journalists in the effective use of AI tools, urging stakeholders to invest in that cause, said that the line between human and AI-generated content was becoming increasingly blurry, raising questions about transparency, accountability, and bias in reporting. Mr. Idris said that while the federal government is committed to supporting the responsible adoption of AI in journalism, it is also working towards developing a national policy framework for AI in media, one that promotes innovation while safeguarding press freedom and journalistic integrity. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, has revealed that out of the 40,247 underage candidates who sat for the 2025 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, only 467, which is 1.16%, scored high enough to be classified under the exceptional ability category. In a post made on X via its official handle, the examination body disclosed that although the underage candidates were permitted to showcase their academic prowess, indicating that the evaluation process for the prodigious candidates is far from over. The board also shed light on disturbing cases of misconduct and absenteeism that characterized the 2025 UTME, noting that a total of 97 candidates were involved in examination infractions, adding that 2,157 others are currently undergoing investigations for suspected malpractices. It noted that a press conference has been scheduled to provide further updates, during which individual results will be announced and access to result checking portals will be enabled for all candidates. The investiture of the second chairperson and new executive committee members of Association of Women Town Planners, Osun State Chapter holds tomorrow. According to organizing members, the investiture will feature public lecture, award presentation, launching of health endowment funds, among others. Among the guests of honor expected at the inauguration is OSBC Director General and Permanent Secretary, Mrs. Jola Adegbarola. Venue is the Distinguished Event Center, Ajay International Market, Iwo Road, Osogbo, the state's capital. And in sports, the Flying Eagles coach Ali Zubairu is setting his sights firmly on securing a win against Kenya after a lackluster draw with Morocco. Nigeria missed the chance to build on their opening group stage victory over Tunisia, allowing the Junior Atlas Lions to hold them to a stalemate. Looking ahead to their upcoming clash with Kenya, Coach Zubairu, who also manages El Kanemi Warriors, acknowledged the quality of the Kenyan side despite their current lack of points in the group. Coach Zubairu stated that the team will approach the game against Kenya with a positive mindset, adding that they are a strong team and will be treated with respect even though they have not picked up a point yet. He, however, noted that the Flying Eagles will stay focused to ensure they get the 3 points. While on the foreign scene, the Kenyan government has described as shameful an incident in which a shoe was thrown at President William Ruto during a rally. Government spokesman Isaac Nwora, who condemned what happened, called for those behind the shameful act to be apprehended. Some members of parliament have also criticized the shoe throwing, which has been described as a major security lapse. The president, who was addressing a crowd at a public event in the western county of Migori as part of a 3-day tour of the region, where he has been launching and commissioning development projects, while the views of some ordinary Kenyans shine with the feeling that the shoe throwing was disrespectful. Others have suggested that it reflected frustrations over the state of the economy. An official video of the event shared by the president on X does not show the shoe incident, which appears to have happened off camera. However, commotion within the crowd was briefly seen. The president was heard asking his security officers, who may have been about to look for the culprit, to leave the people in the audience alone. And that ends the evening news on OSBC News. Do join us at 7 for the major reports. Good evening.